as we're going for it. Utility, Gambit Esports carrying around a good bit of that. So just jumping down, and Fur doesn't have a problem. Actually body-shotting Hobbit down there, which is a bit of a surprise. Falling, finding Mao as well. So Doge as well to try and finally react to it, but it's gonna be Fallen who's still alive. So trying to find him is the question. Doesn't seem to be the case at the moment. He has a few opponents just directly ahead of him. Fallen not body-shotting this out, surprisingly.
Counter-terrorists win.
1-0, SK Gaming. They're right now at it with the right kind of idea, with the right kind of a beginning. And if you remember correctly, we had already there on Cash. It was a very one-sided start where SK did turn it around a little late, but still did. Bolt though, as well as Fur down to just 32 and 25. It should be fairly easy for the ZZs to do the job. One taken out, a few more to go. Fur also found here by the ZZs. Team damage coming in. Coldzera finding a Dren, not reacting right to it. Scout 100% on point with Doja. The body shots are there. A few more off the M4. Every single player of SK should be taken out. Alright, finding himself fallen. Coldzera and Stewie, the only two individuals. And as Stewie's down to 30 HP, the ZZ or the M4, both guns could easily do it. With Hobbit already on the 3K, he might be hungry for the 4th. Only the American is to be found. That has definitely been heard, but now his position is also announced. Stewie, he's just getting shot from every side as through the wall Doja hits him once with the scout, and then the ZZ of Mao is cleaning it out. 1-1, Gambit with just those ZZs doing it 100% right and getting the control of it. As we're having a Coldzera. That's actually a good shot. He's getting himself there into Mao. Is there those pistols from SK could turn it around the way Gambit did in the previous one. That being said, they're rather waiting it out. Gambit doesn't want to take any aggression early on, but whilst we're having that, take a look at Bolts. Bolts is coming in deep from behind, just goes up the stairs in a second. Might just find his first victim with Doja. Does so. The B site seems to be a point that will be aggressed. As Ivy is clear, as main is clear, they all need to rotate basically. That information should have given away way much earlier. Coldzera with one, but then gets taken down by a Dren. Hobbit as well as his teammate somehow need to rule this out, but it will become tough right here. Fallen is a body shot away from dying. There he gets taken out. Another one to find. There's one jumping around the corner. Bolt's taken out as well. 43 HP left. There Hobbit tries to gain information, tries to run away. No chance. Fur finds you anyway. 2-1. An SK Gaming. They're 100% at it. With SK back on the rifles. Well, it doesn't look so brilliant for the Gambit Esports site. We need to see how that will go. Because Train, at that point... I mean, the back and forth shouldn't start that way in total. I think we can all agree on that, first of all. But besides that, I personally feel that back and forth is also a little bit uncomfortable. I don't really like to watch those back and forths because it doesn't give you a clear picture. While on the other hand, I mean, both teams are doing great with just what they're having. And there it goes. Doja finds himself Fur. That is already well executed, and back on the site, Bolts does it together with Fallen. The Galil is not successful enough, and Stewie from behind. There he rules it out. 3 to 1. SKCD site is starting properly. That CT site has now finally gained a few rounds. And also a good round difference. It's delivering us a Gambit. Only down just those pistols. No armor. First trying as much as possible. Shooting all the bullets he has in the magazine continuously. Their bullets really blind should now finally be found. No, where are his shots going? Bullets there now trying onto Adren. And he finds that as well. Still alive with 21 HP. It seems to be some kind of miracle right now. Stewie has been spotted. 2 players are easy to find, but Stewie... There it all comes at him. All the bullets running through him. Doja? Oh no. That would have been too beautiful to watch. Going for it. I'm climbing up the ladder casually, getting knifed situation. Who doesn't know it? Stewie's not into it. So the 4-1 is definitely secured for the SK Gaming site. As Coldzera will not have a hard time. Doja there, and there it goes. 4-1, P250 being picked up at least. And now Gambit will come up with a buy. Not the best one, not the biggest amount of utility they can carry around. And as it goes, Bolts rather rotates away because he hears a few steps coming towards him. All those AKs, I mean, they can make it work. There's a major aggression coming in from out. And Fallen not hitting a shot again. His accuracy today isn't on point. That's a bit of a shame, because when Fallen is on point, usually there's no way you get around him. There's not even an opportunity. You sometimes can just think, oh, maybe I'm taking him down right now. Nope. When Fallen is there, Fallen is in the right kind of mood, no chance you can avoid him. Seized probably not spotted out, though. Fur could feel very comfortable here, and as he does, gets taken out. That first entry happening. 40 more seconds are left, and those 40 more seconds are making it just tight. Mo hitting himself. Coldzera Fallen not finding a shot as well. As a Gambit player does it all right there in the end. Only Bolts to find. Bolts taken out. 4-2 up being picked. Gambit getting out of this round with 4 players. Besides that, your economy is thanking you very much. Your accountant says, cool. Nice to have that on the board. At 4-2, SK doesn't want the opponent to run away. Stewie as well as Bolts. A good bunch of money left. Dropping over that scout to all in there in the end. Hopefully he hits a few this time around. Because unfortunately he didn't deliver too much recently. Like mentioned. And as we're going for it, 4-2, SK Gaming still leading that one. As the following up round will deliver us an SK. A decent economy. Hobbit finds no fur. Body shot is not working onto Doja in the end. SK, no major information play. No one pushing towards A main or Ivy or anything similar. Rather playing it deaf. I'm not trying to collect information, because Gambit right now, with the guns they have in their hands, is extremely lethal. And not easy to take down. Round number 7, initial situation is perfect for Gambit. Not a single HP they've lost. One player already taken out. One smoke on that B site to cross over and have a safe connector situation, and then you should be good to go. Gambit is still taking their time. Taking their time and taking their time. Whilst it is the case, Stewie holding himself there back with the scout, talking about, finds himself a Dren. Does he get anything more than that is the question. As the scout now passes by and nobody seemed to realize, Stewie's now finally taken out. Seist gets him. Fallen as well as Kudzero, half left alive. Now it's only the Brazilian legend. 4-3, SK Gaming. It's time to tell Gambit, you're not going here for the tie. That's not allowed. No way to go further than that. And SK Gaming, with that kind of buy, they're definitely able to do so. Fallen back onto the glass cannon. Not quite sure if that's the best of an idea, but we can just hope, we can just see. I mean, at the end of Cash, he was really delivering. During the last few rounds, Fallen made a good impact. Mado does a good impact here in the first 20 seconds by finding bolts. Weakening SK Gaming, taking out a player. 4 more to go. Fallen easily found. Very open he stands. The smoke fades. He's not realizing that. Up on the top, there's a Kudzero standing. Stewie can't hit Hobbit while he's jumping down. 5 HP has left. The Kazakhstan player doesn't have a problem taking control over that B site. Dren gets himself Fur. Kudzero, the last individual on the SK Gaming site. And Gambit is still alive with 5. They might just do this one flawless. And logically, your economy would say thank you big time. And your economy says thank you big time. Basically, it says, cool, that you're saving up money like that. I love it. And there he goes, Mao, finding himself fallen. Stewie, though, with the tiny ZZ, at least gonna call it, but that should be it right now. SK Gaming, brain, sometimes. When you're talking to yourself multiple hours, your brain, which is usually a very firm kind of thing, becomes a little bit softer. That is just what happened to me there. Balls though. Oof, that 180 from Mo. The right timing. ZZ denied. So it is going a little bit in the wrong direction. And the thing is, that's not the moment where you want it to oversteer, right? This is the moment where you want to keep the steering wheel back and firm in your hands. Keep it close to yourself, because you need to make it work. Adren gets himself Fur, falling down to Mao, dancing around electric, and his stance, as beautiful as it is, makes it work. Bolts sees an Adren dying, finds himself a Seist nearly, down to 8 HP he is. Hobbit. Not quite sure if that tiny bit has been heard right here. The tiny bit of going up the ladder. Somehow, Gambit need to find a strat to prevail in this round number 10. To extend the lead, especially as we take a look at it. To hurt the opponent's economy. 45 more seconds. Oh, and that definitely has been hurt. Alt now knows Stewie could be the one who does the execution in the end, as he keeps his crosshair just pinned to that position. Seist cannot go up the ladder at any point in time. There he hears the stabs. Hobbit. Stewie has taken a lot of ground. Back up there he is. Seist still finds him. That's the American taken out. But the problem that now occurs, low HP. Seist bye-bye in that round. 5-5, and SK Gaming are finding their way back into this. After losing 4 in a row, they can't deny Gambit not going any further. There's a timeout coming in. Gambit need to talk about this real quick, because you logically don't, and under any circumstance, let now SK take that control. As we're having ourselves that 5-5, Gambit, that victory on cash, they don't have the same kind of pressure SK Gaming has. Surely they want to get out of this 2-0. Everything else would be a big surprise, but that's a nice grenade. That's actually a nice grenade to see. That angle really took care of that for dealing a bit of damage onto Seized. At that point in time, Gambit, no time to waffle, no time to get shaky. Pull through. Your map pick, your choice, your deal. If we take a look on Train, statistically, Gambit is the better team. Gambit has a good opportunity finding this and talking about it. Fully flashed Seas is getting himself a bolt. As two players are down and SK Gaming gets a little bit more tricky. Fallen holds himself back onto Ivy. Two towards Connector have been spotted. Coldzera is boosted up. Do they pull through on that A-side aggression? Do they commit? Oh, Adren lucky enough to survive. No more utility left on any Gambit player. That shouldn't be too hard anymore. Fallen needs to become bad Fallen. He needs to become hero Fallen to right now find the 3 players of Gambit and secure round number 6 for SK Gaming. That doesn't seem to be the case. No armor. And a Hobbit flanking around. 6-5 the scoreline is. That buy from SK is far away from brilliant. Talking about Train real quick. SK last 3 months played this map 7 times as a victor, 7 times as a loser. So 14 in total, 50% win rate. Whilst we had Gambit playing it 21 times, 12 times as a victor, 9 times as a loser. And talking about it, you don't feel comfortable, and you definitely don't feel like a winner if you're getting taken down by that scout. Twice it happened here. Ceased, as well as Adren falling to that $1,700 gun. That puts SK Gaming in a good situation. A little bit surprising, you could say. But still an extremely good situation. Their Dojo hits Fallen. That's finally the Scout Elite taken out. Coldzera, though, back on the ground line, his thing could become a very lethal tool here as he pushes through and finds himself the double. Only the body shots are doing it, though. And that was crucial to take down the 2 who were doing massive damage from Ivy. Hobbit on his own. He's been spotted. Right timing on Fur, and you're taken out. That is the case. And a single $700 pistol that makes it all possible. Beautifully done. Spraying through, something you should never do, but it worked out, so why complain? So as it goes 6-6, both teams still have the opportunity to take a good lead out of this. Fur finding himself seized though early on. With that being said, Ren getting fallen. Versus 4, and ouch, Hobbits at the gap of the smoke. It's giving you a hard time there. That hard time, something you don't really enjoy. That smoke from Fur. At least give him the opportunity to run away in the right time, or just to hold himself there towards A main, whilst Gambit's focus is towards B. The Molotov pops. Stewie hiding himself, waits for the right timing to make his aggression work. Goes silently around the wagon to then find himself Mo. That question, will that be the case? Yep, it will be. Fur coming in from behind. Mao to be fined. SK Gaming, the number 7 will be there, and Gambit Esports. That's not looking too brilliant. Because that's what we're seeing. That's the thing I gotta give this thing right now, is we had ourselves this right here. 4-1. Not so great for Gambit. Then they started to run away, and then this occurred with SK so far having the lead, having the better initial situation, even for the following up rounds. Because Gambit, their investment is on the brink. That's the maximum right there. ZZ onto Hobbit, making it fairly obvious right here. For getting himself seized, and that logically has opened up opportunities for SK Gaming to even go further and further and further. That is the Opera falling up, finally doing a job. Doja. There he gets that Opera. 2 versus 2. Back in an okay situation for Gambit. Especially as I'm not quite sure if anyone is paying attention to the bomb of Adren. Stewie should be an easy one. Adren just needs to look to his right. Don't do it. No, no. There he does. Oh. He was aware that this knife could backfire massively if it's just going to be a single right click. Then he was like, I'm not doing this. I'm rather playing it safe here. And that's a good decision, because you don't want to give your opponents an opportunity. 7-7. Who's taking that 1 round advantage from the first half? Will it be SK Gaming with Fur on a Max 7? Or will it be the Mac 10 Galil AK mixture? The observer there from Russia also was going for the Max 7. Thank you very much for that. 0 though, and Stewie finding himself a double onto Mao as well as Doja. The side of B is taken fast. Fallon with the disrespect in that. As he stays in the flames, it was not actually disrespect. He was just having a big bunch of balls back in those pants. Whilst he was unfortunately dying in the process of finding that great headshot he need to make it count, he did. 2 versus 2. AK being picked up by Fur. No kit the lads have. Once now being taken out. Fur to be the only one to retrieve this in their own favor. The re-smoke comes in, and he probably asks right now, is there a kit somewhere around the site? Can I pick it up? There's nothing to find to shorten that defuse time. Fur needs to go for it. And Fur pulls through, but the spray is there. 8-7 it is. And there it goes. As we have that 8-7 Gambit with that 1 round advantage, might just have the opportunity to secure the victory on train earlier. Not yet, but earlier. 8-7, find the pistol round. Usual 9-7 in case SK is not getting the plant. Then from 9-7, 10-7, you know mathematics. Fairly easy. Hobbit now. Incredible how they're having the discipline to hide themselves. Then Hobbit will probably give the information. Yeah, Ivy is fairly clear. You don't need to worry about it. Suddenly there's a second one coming up. Oh, and there's a third one as well. And that's information. There we see the rotation coming in as well. Fur wants to take the aggression and makes the move onto the side already. There he gets taken out. Mo, though, in the process, was dinged down to 6. Uncomfortable it is right now for the player, while Spolz is already coming through. So it's gotta be the rest of Gambit doing it right, correcting it. It's only Mao. There will be the 8-8. Pistol going in favor of the Brazilians. 2 have only died there, so the economic situation also looking quite okay. AKs could come in, like 10s could come in. There it is, just down to Fallen and Co. As he's back on the scout, and he has delivered us a few nice shots. Not too many, but the ones that were actually working were really beautiful. I'm gonna say ceased. All the bullets are coming through him. Dren doesn't hit his shots, and that means only Doja alive. Trying his best there, maybe finding 1 or 2. But he stays on him in mobile. I'm safe for ceased. There. The one in the flames still wants to go for it, at least trying to. Ultra 100% aware of it. That was just still not doing it. Maybe right now? Maybe finding them whilst they're rotating away from the site? That's a perfect flashbang. They're understanding the game so goddamn well. Picks up the scout. But Bolts is there to take you out. 9-8, SK Gaming taking the lead. After it started off good, Gambit with the half right here. I mean, 8-7 advantage. Now SK find themselves the dollar bills they're looking for. Having the rounds seized as well as a Dren right now. Decide what's going to come in with those HEs. The first one. The second one. For down to 18. Uncomfortable start for him, but an open B site for the rest of the team, which will bring the bomb down in the end. The retake will be done with USPSs, so that's kind of difficult. But either way, Bolt's going already through CT. Ceased probably heard him a Dren. That could have been all his shots onto Coldzera, but there comes the hero from behind. Bolts with 1, Bolts with 2, Bolts with 3. Yes, he does. There's finally the 1 shot. Coldzera could also be 1 shot there, and he has actually taken out 2 frags happening with just USPSs. Mao hiding himself behind the toolbox. You logically don't want to get caught out when you don't have actually anything to save. Stewie comes. Oh no. No. Those first shots were not on the head. The last few were. But it isn't enough. He still survives. The American on the SK lineup. Not even interested in switching over to an AK. Now the buy from Gambit is coming. The AWP as well as the M4s are there. That just means Doja needs to lead his team right now to success. 6,300, 5,000, and 800. Onto Fur as well as Stewie. They're playing the bank right now for SK Gaming. And whilst they're playing the bank, Fur is making the run. Taking out the earliest bolts. They're right now trying to find those frags early on. They make it very successful. Mo is finding himself Coldzera. And why the round? Stewie has come. And so he finds himself a crucial double. Fallen is finding himself a double as well. As it's only down to Doja, they had the double man advantage. Gambit is giving that away. And with that double man advantage given away, only down to the IGL is not the most comfortable situation to be in. As they're still not planting it. Fallen is aware. Fair is aware. There he's not taken out. Can't secure him the frag onto Fur as well. 11-8, 3-round difference. Gambit's investment did not work out. And that's logically a situation you don't want to be in. There it goes. Fur finds himself Mo. That round should never go in the favor somehow of Gambit Esports. And they're taking out every single pistol player right here. It's one after another falls. Hobbit and Adren are the only two. I mean, Bolts as well as Fallen. Single body shot, and both would be dead. That is kind of worrying. Now it comes down... Stewie dies. Might be the worst situation. Hobbit peeks right, sees the player, can't figure a way to find him in the end. Oh, that was unfortunate. Dren shooting too early, so he only needs to wait, but gets taken out. I need to start to worry at that point. Only 17 HP on the SK Gaming site. Dren surely heard that. Does the peek, finds the player. Fallen moves now only onto the B side. No, Fallen! This is not a base jumping course without a parachute! And he falls down and then dies. He was trying to be so cautious about it. He was like, okay, one step to the left. I only need to go on the ladder, and then he's like pressing W by accident. Breaks his legs. Fallen in hospital for treatment. And automatically Gambit then won the round. 11-9. What kind of outcome is this? Someone please tell me. Why you would do that. It's unfortunate. No, this is the wrong way to say it. Sometimes mistakes happen, that's normal, but Fallen has fallen with a falling Fallen 11-9 in favor of Gambit Esports. And besides that, both economies can be ruined in case of a loss. SK would logically benefit from a plan, but first of all, let's see how Doja will hold himself onto the B site. Whilst Code Zero goes directly for it. Doesn't even break for a second. I was there to help his teammate though, and Soul Player suddenly less on the site. SK Gaming on balls though, finding himself one together with Stewie. 3 versus 3. Stewie being electric now, but the off does its job right. So it gets a little bit more tricky. Hobbit definitely been spotted. Doja can use it. Fallen still alive. He has enough HP to clutch his out on his own. Goes up on the ladder, but Doja's aware, and Doja finds him in the end. And that will mean SK on an eco. SK could have had the 12-9 scoreline, but gravity's a bitch. That's probably the best way to put it. CIS team just around the way from securing the tie right here, getting back on track, and allowing themselves to pick a 2-0 victory. If that will be the case, though, that's another story. We're figuring that out right now here on Train, which has been picked by Gambit. That was Stewie taking a lot of time with those shots. And whilst that is the case, the Deagle at least done its job, partially. Flame needs to fade. Smoke needs to fade. Flame now comes. And bolts? That looked like the flame just directly lying in front of him, but he doesn't take any damage from that. A little bit too early to throw it, in my opinion. But now, Ceased at least has information, couldn't find the frag. Bolt's now taken out, Fallen as well as Cold Zero are the only two. Both Deagles could become extremely lethal tools in this. The question is, will that be the case? It's Fallen as well as Cold Zero. It's the wrong timing for Ceased. Gets himself the shots though, down to 32. A few body shots to clean it out. And there he does so, 11-11. A tie secured. Not 11-11, it's pretty much feeling a bit like a fresh canvas to paint on, besides SK Gaming once more economically on the brink to bankruptcy. With a main focus there Check any aggression from Ivy. What Bolt's doing there together with Fallen. No one of Gambit is interested in taking too much ground. No one is interested in dying unnecessarily. Talking about it though, Seized finding himself one. Refrac instantly from Bolts. Back to a man equalized situation. Happened fairly fast. The first frac after around 30 seconds. Gambit has not gained more information than they had previously. So they're sticking to that kind of setup they're having right now. With Doja waiting for the team to have the opportunity to retake whilst he's close in connector, and 3 players are actually waiting for aggression to happen on the A side. Whilst that is the case, Mao finds himself the first. He's performing quite well right now during the second map. Hobbit, he might be the right player to flank around. As there comes one, Hobbit is taken out. And Doja, he's the only individual left. SK Gaming with that buy might have secured themselves the number 12. A bit of an advantage, as though he comes and still is alive. Bolts is easy to find. A few body shots and this guy's out of the game. Around the time and around the wagon, a Fallen comes. 12-11. Gambit. Right now, the economic situation that you don't want to be in. As in case Gambit is losing that, welcome to the eco, where your opponent is gaining a lot of dollars, and besides that, it's also having the right kind of weaponry. So they're trying to seize a bit more chances, ironically, looking at Seized. Molotov forcing him back a little. They could move for Pop Doc. They have the opportunity. Now, first of all, we need to see, though, the initial aggression can be held up by Doja and co. Fully flashed, he rather waits. Fallen finds Mao, and that is logically a situation you don't want to be in. Hobbit knows also where Stewie is. Fallen needs to be taken out. Fallen is not taken out, and now from behind, it might be a Seized doing it. He hears the Fallen steps. He doesn't take the aggression. Seized. You're not interested in taking the opportunity. Okay, that's understandable. Gambit would rather keep the guns to themselves. With the frag onto Fallen, they would at least gain a good opportunity. Talking about it, Ball's taken out. Fallen to find. And the wrong timing is there for Seized. The ex-Navi player falling. 13-11 happening. Hobbit is trying to stick to his rifle right here. And as we're at it, 13-11, Gambits. Just those USPSs and that one M4. Not having too much of a chance here. Hobbit will find himself fur. Hard to imagine much more will happen in such a round. Fallen though down to 6. Bolts to 56 as well. Never underestimate the opportunity ecos can bring. There we go. Balls falls. Falling down to 6. That bit of information is given away. Doja has the opportunity to become a hero in this, as he has also the opportunity to pick up a rifle somewhere around the map. The problem that only occurs whilst he does that, he might get taken out. Hobbit though, already on the triple kill. This is his round basically. Cold Zero finds himself the frag onto him. And both players are not looking good HP-wise. 50 in total onto SK Gaming. Doja, without armor, has an instant aim punch onto himself. He just rather waits it out. That bomb's going down right now.
Bomb has been planted.
He plays it cool. Plays it as cool as he can. So we're seeing it. Just might pass through the smoke. So he's fallen. Oh, this needs to be now the patience on the Doja to make it work. Oh, this was nearly the turnaround. But the time is running out. He finds the first. And there's now the Molotov popping. No kid onto Doja. Retake on the hard level. And that's not gonna be retaking somehow. Doja picks up that AWP, brings it back home. And at least can secure a decent rifle. 13-11 turns around. That right now. It's the 14-11. That being said, 14-11. Sees finds himself one. At the second, Coldzera is there to react in time. That all happening, though, it gets problematic. Mo, this was the shot you needed to hit. But it seems like he has not been exposed yet. There he goes, finally hits it, 14-11, which could down to a 15-11. Fallen not hitting it as well. The ops right now on each side are not showing us major success. Talking about though, Abdul 1, Fallen to be the last individual back on the Brazilian site. Doja, as well as Adren. There he sees him, making it work together, 14-12. The economy is still decent for SK, and I think they'll force through at that. No, I don't want to speculate and be wrong at the end. In the end is though the words, but either way. With that kind of buy, I mean, Coldzera could go for pistols. Let's see if my mathematics are working right. He could go for 4 CZs for every single teammate. It's an all bunch of Fallen. The other ones investing as much as they can. Okay, SK going for the force. So my first initial prediction was right. So my previous me, I tap you on the shoulder, well done. My future me, or my recent me, I don't tap you on the shoulder, that was bad. Either way. 14-12. So he's not getting any damage from that grenade. Barely, at least. Movement. A cluster of Brazilians and 1 American on the B site. Seized patience. Will it be rewarded? Still doesn't go up pop dock. Tries to find the first. The metal thingies are a little bit in the way there. Sooner or later, they're coming through. The Molotov now needs to be thrown. Doja onto 1, Doja not onto the second. And worse, assistance from Adren when you need it. Suddenly, Coldzera is up there as well. Mo finds himself that one. But close range Fur is extremely dangerous Fur. Oh no, and Adren can't deny it. Gets taken out. Seized a little bit too late on the scene. Hobbit knows it though. Finds the player. And towards connector. Only a Fur is left alive. Beautiful shot onto Hobbit. Seized pulls through. He has 10 seconds. He pulls through. And Fur is making the run. He's doing the Usain Bolt here. 6 more seconds. 5 more seconds. Fur, you're going for it. But it's not enough. And with that being said, the full-time defuse should be in. As the bomb ticks away, Seized does it. 14-13. And the wallets of SK Gaming, they benefit from that bomb plant. Whilst on the other hand, all the players falling on Gambit, that's logically not really a thing you want to see when you try to build up a decent CT economy. You're going into the last rounds. And a brutal Brazilian deagle setup. Not quite sure if that's gonna make Gambit fall. First of all, though. Oh, hitting the first at the Fur. Smoke towards Pop Dock. Comes down. There, they clean it up bit by bit. I want to see some nasty deagle shots. That's a bit disappointing. On the other hand, it would also be disappointing if Gambit now falls to only that talking about it. At least the one onto Ceased. Thank you very much, Fallen. 14-14, and now it is Gambit Esports. 2 rounds away from success. Same goes for SK. SK need a victory to stay alive. Gambit need a victory to advance 2-0 from the series. Who will stay ice cold? Who will be victorious in the end? This round determines a lot, as both of the economies are not the best, especially the SK one. They're all just waiting up in line in front of the site of B. That nade was deep. Puts coldzera down to 66. 3 players towards the A site. No information gained. They're leaving Ivy open, interestingly enough. Adren and Doja, they need to hold it on their own. Flashbangs, all the grenades, they're all coming in right now. Up on the top, there's another one, the retake. Does it work out this time again? Mo is there to find Fallen, but coldzera on the double is doing the job he does best. Whilst Bolt is getting caught off guard. No, Doja, where's your spray going? This needs to work, and Doja finds it in the end. But coldzera, he could be the one who clutches it out. He's already onto 4 frags. Only sees to find. He doesn't pull through. coldzera goes up and takes the height advantage. Does he clutch it though? He does! No, he does! He doesn't! 15-14! coldzera single-handedly aces it out and makes SK Gaming look strong with the 15-14 happening and possibly the 16-14 to stay alive in this best of 3 series. The defuse could have worked out. I'm not sure if coldzera was spotted, announced, or somehow called, but he did it in the end. Three versus 1 it was when coldzera was on his own. A 3 versus 1 it was. Nothing else. Casual, you could say, and just coldzera things. I think the right term is just coldzera things. The question right now is, the question we really have to ask ourselves, does the 5-7 do the job? Not the case. One still standing there, coldzera it is, and I think Hobbit might have a problem with that duel. No chance. That's surprising. He looks in the wrong direction for a moment. Mo hits the shot onto that one. Fallen is the last individual. We're going into overtime. And that overtime, after coldzera clutched it out on his own, is coming due to a good play of Hobbits together with Mo. Who will close it out right now? I just want to remind you, SK Gaming, as well as Gambit, when we go back in time 1 year, they have met 11 times. Throughout those 11 times, SK picked up a victory 9 out of 11 times both teams met. Each time, they easily won onto train. This is far away from an easy victory for both sides right here. And as we're seeing it, just waiting it out till we see one aggression. I mean, the first half already ended 8-7, right? That was extremely tight already. The other thing is, though, Gambit CT side was okay. It turned around at one point. Can they now prevail as a unit? Can they show us they're able to play by the book in perfection? 35 more seconds, SK Gaming with extremely late setups. Ren has still full utility, seized nearly. That means Mo, you need to hit those shots. Doesn't start off good. Hobbit though, able to get balls. Hobbit with another one. His game is right now on point with Fallen Coldura to be the last two individuals in this one. The bomb is in favor of Hobbit. Doja comes in from behind. 16-15. SK Gaming are not able to secure any more than that. With that 16-15 being the case, the overtime, as we see it, is a 16k overtime. So, dollar bill, y'all, is probably the best way to summarize this. Investments can be done on an unlimited basis. Nate goes deep. Stewie down to 84. And a point I love about those nades, you think they don't inflict much damage. I give you that. The thing is, though, with like putting someone down to 89, 84, 90 HP, you'll make them one-shot headshot for the M4A4 or M4A1S. That's the only thing I can really love about this. Either way. Hobbit getting instantly taken out by Stewie. He does not want to be fooled around with 1, 2, not the third. Zmao take down the American. Doja's being flanked. Adren as well as Mao are the only two. They can still dare to do so. They have so much money in their back pocket. Screw it. We're just going for it. And that's going to be the case. Two ops retaking the side of B. A very unusual sight, you could say. As Coldzera Fallen as well as Bald should have no problem having this all done and over. All back on site. Coldzera announced himself. Adren hiding there. There's Mao winning with one. Can't find himself falling though. There's no smoke but a kid onto Adren. And he makes a jump. He's Foon. He just goes for the defuse. Holds! You need to hit those shots! 2 more seconds and he does it! My god, why does this game get more exciting from round by round? 16-16. SK Gaming are not allowing Gambit to advance further. Seized finding Coldzera. That's the start you want to see on the Gambit site. As that Molotov is far away from beneficial, they're all burning down. And it's a Brazilian barbecue. Bolts down to just 15, fall into 100, but 4 players left onto Gambit. Mo becomes not only a good opper, but a good basketball player. 3-point throws, no problem for that guy. So it is 17-16. Decent initial situation right now for Gambit. Are they able to be the victor in this overtime number 1 of map number 2? The one they have picked, by the way. As Cash didn't go so well for the lads of Fallen, as they've decided to play that map. But right now on Train, Gambit need to show us that there was a good reason why they have chosen this one. Main focus of SK Gaming going in towards the A side as we see Fallen, Bolts, coldzera, and Fur very, very focused on that site. Probably not the most comfortable situation there for Adren as he a lot of damage from that. Taken out in the end, but players are coming through Pop Dock. I'm quite sure Bolts is very aware, extremely ready to take him out. Especially the problem is Cease needs to wait for his teammate. He's the one carrying around the bomb. He can't just casually go out and say what's up. Want to do a duel? There. Bolts forced out. Bolts taken out. Burning away there in the end. 3 versus 4 and SK Gaming. The majority of the players doing a good job on the A side. Only Doja, only Hobbit. Are they able to do it? Not at the moment. Doja falls. Only Hobbit. He will play against the Fallen. Towards Ivy, I just wanted to say. The question is, in which second will Fallen rotate back? This one. Not able to find anything more. 30 more seconds. Yeah, and Hobbit is aware he needs to make a run. He has to do the Usain Bolt, because otherwise he'll not have the opportunity to run towards any of the bomb sites. coldzera down to 74, but it shouldn't be a problem there to take down the final Kazakh player. 17-17. He doesn't stop. The back and forth once more. Each team needs 1 round to secure themselves the entry ticket to the next half. 2 to advance. On Fur down to 24 as the grenade and the 7.62 bullet does its job fairly well. With that advantage of Gambit right now, they might use it to get that number 18 fairly early. And as we see, and as Gambit probably realized, SK's default is very focused on the A sites. The quick maths on this could be rather go B. At that point, focus goes on to Ivy. So the players from SK, they want to take a little bit of ground. They want to gain information. A main is clear. Bolts is realizing that. No one will catch him either way. And I'm not quite sure if they're trying to sell a fake or not. Because at that point in time, you could try to do so, but it seems like they'd rather keep up the aggression and keep the attention of the SK Gaming players back to the A site. The problem is, though, rotators are coming in. Dren just misses a jumping Fallen. Molotovs goes deep for Fur, and that grenade might do a good job as well. C's coming directly at you. Fur finds him. That bomb needs to go down. It does in the end, but not the most comfortable position they're in. SK Gaming, this is their round number 18. And SK Gaming, you might got yourself the entry ticket to the map number 3.
Counter-terrorists win.
(18-17). And SK Gaming a round away from securing themselves terrain. Final one with the Mirage, by the way. Let's see if we go that far. This Gambit still have the opportunity to go for another overtime. Fairly aggressive and make the move on to the site. A seems to be much in their interest. Fur needs to be taken out. The question will that be the case. He smoked off. No opportunity to peek anymore. coldzera's patience. That one's paying off. Ceased. If he moves a little bit more forward, that AWP could become hella lethal, but at that point in time, the problem is Fur, if he goes around, then he'll spot the bomb. But it's either way only down to Adren, and it seems like we got ourselves 19-17. I'm not saying that. I'm not finishing my sentence like this, but Stewie gets him. 19-17. Overtime is turning around the game. SK 1-1 it is, and Gambit need to fight the Brazilians back on Mirage.